Welcome everybody to the latest Chronicles expansion. Yes, I have early access to the DLC like a bunch of other content creators, and am able to show off, well, the civilizations as well as the first 3 scenarios of the Alexander the Great campaign. So we're going to be doing these over the next few days, but first, this video is going to be all about what's new in the DLC and to cover the 3 new civilizations, the Macedonians, Puru, and Thracians. So as to what is coming up in the DLC, and of course please be sure to leave a like and follow the channel and all that good stuff if you are excited for this campaign, because indeed we're getting the Alexander the Great campaign. It is going to have plenty of scenarios in it. You're playing almost exclusively as the Macedonians. I believe there is 1 scenario each of the Thracians and the Puru. But on top of that, you do get 3 new civilizations, like I mentioned. However, there is no ranked mode. A lot of people were thinking that there might be a ranked mode with the new civs. There isn't, and it's really exactly the same as the first one. So really everything that you're getting, you can like set it to Chronicles here, so you can just see the 6 Chronicle civs, but there's nothing else that would really indicate that there is a whole separate game mode. With that in mind, we still do get the 3 new civilizations, and I will go ahead and cover those in due order. But yeah, beyond that, really, from what I've seen so far, this is a case of if you like the first Chronicles, get this DLC. It's going to deliver to you a very similar experience. And if the Chronicles first one wasn't for you, then this one probably will not be for you as well. Still, there are 3 new civs, and they are pretty interesting, so let's get right into those. Alrighty guys, first of the new civs is of course going to be the Macedonians, land of Alexander the Great. Here he is right here. He's basically a super paladin, and we'll be playing with him throughout the campaign. They do use the Greek architecture set, and let me show you guys what this civ is all about. They are an infantry and cavalry civilization, and I'm not going to go through as much detail with this as we did with like the 3 Kingdoms civs, because those civilizations were available in multiplayer and these ones aren't, so we'll just go through these a little bit more fast-paced, but I'll still show off the basics. So, units take 10% less damage from enemies on higher elevation. So basically what this means is that if you're getting attacked downhill, instead of dealing 25% more damage to you, enemy units will only be dealing 15% more damage to you. Recruitment doctrines available at the barracks, archery range, and stable. So what the heck does that mean? So basically at the barracks, archery range, and stable, you can set up the, recruitment status where you can have the conscript recruitment, which is barracks units cost less food and wood, 15%, but they also train 50% slower. Then you can have the mercenary version, which is they cost more food and wood, but they train super fast. Wait, this seems to be backwards. This one, they're costing less now than normal. Okay, this might be backwards. And then there's the balanced recruitment in which they train normally. So you can basically supercharge your units for a premium, or you can make them train slower for a discount. And it is the exact same at the barracks, archery range, and stable. Infantry armor upgrades apply to cavalry. This is pretty darn straightforward, so just go to the blacksmith. You can't research the cavalry armor upgrades at all. Aegis it up. And you can see that with getting +1 defense for infantry, we'll get it here, and we will get it here. And then we have siege weapons, +1 pierce armor, and 30% damage against buildings. This is huge, guys. You have an amazing siege tech tree as the Macedonians. You have everything available to you, and siege engineers on top of it. So you can get your 50% bonus damage versus buildings, you can get the extra range, and this is a very nice buff. Well, I mean, the pierce armor doesn't really matter for the rams, but it does matter for the Mangonel line, the Scorpion line, and the Siege Ballistas, and you can get that nice extra bit of damage. Team bonus. Outposts can be individually upgraded to fortified outposts. So what does this mean? You have your outpost here, upgrade it to fortified outpost. So it only costs wood. Upgrades the outpost to a fortified outpost, which fires arrows and makes nearby units move 20% faster. So you can see this is the fortified outpost. It actually doesn't have any more HP or armor than a regular outpost, which is kind of goofy. But just 2 attack, super minimal attack, 4 range, super slow, normal reload time. But the big thing is the movement speed increase, which you can see is going to be extremely powerful. 20% is huge. It's basically double the effect of squires or husbandry. So you're going to want to spam these all over the place when you are playing the campaign. As for your unique units, you have the companion cavalry available at the castle, And you have your, what are the other ones? Oh yeah, the phalangites. And they are available at the barracks, and I'll show you guys those right now. So, the companion cavalry costs 70 food, 65 gold, so pretty comparable to a knight. Macedonian unique cavalry that deals bonus damage to unique units. It has basically all the regular cavalry weaknesses. You can see in Castle Age, this is with no upgrades except the +1 defense I just got. You get 5 bonus damage against unique units, so half that of Samurai. But other than that, you have more pierce armor, less melee armor, a little bit more attack. The movement speed is because they are in the effect of the outpost. If I delete this, you can see 1.40 movement speed, so a little bit faster than a knight. It's basically a stock standard cavalry unit. It's going to be pretty solid, but you just get that little bit of extra damage against unique units and are otherwise a little bit less tanky. In the Imperial Age, they have even more pierce armor, so again, a bit better against archers, but still worse stats overall than a paladin, and you get 7 bonus damage against unique units. So a very straightforward unit. It's like a samurai on a horse, a little bit more tilted towards anti-archers than anti-melee. As for the phalangite, this is a weird-looking unit. So, it costs 50 food and 40 gold, so pretty expensive for an infantry, although you can adjust the price, so you can make them 42 food and 40 gold, 55 food and 40 gold. Infantry with long range, but cannot attack at close range. Strong against infantry and cavalry, weak versus ranged soldiers. They're basically like a super Kamiyuk, 1.8 range. That is pretty wild. They are slow. And they do have a minimum range. So I have a blob of what are essentially militias over here. So you can just see what 1.8 range looks like. Slow attack speed as well. They have extra bonus damage versus cav and unique units. But you can see right here, they actually have to scooch back to a decent range before they start attacking again. As for the elite version, they have 2 more base attack, 15 more HP, and 1 more melee armor, and extra bonus damage. So 10 versus cav, 6 versus camels, versus 6 versus cav, and 4 versus camels. They both get 20 versus elephants. It's basically a strong but slow attacking pikeman. Now for the unique techs, we have Veteran Chiliarchs, which is recruitment doctrines become 33% more effective, and remember in Chronicles you have mutually exclusive unique techs. So then you have the other one, Ends of the World, fortified outposts heal nearby units. So I'll show those off real quick. So basically, the Chiliarchs one, recruitment drives are more effective, so units are even cheaper, but they also don't train as slowly, so it's only a positive. So you get a nice unit discount, as well as not as slow a training time. And here we go. Units train 133% faster, but only cost 7% more resources. Unfortunately, this does look a little bugged because this one looks like the cheap one. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how that's panning out, but let's restart this so that we can research the other one. And the other one is Ends of the World. Let's just see the healing rate here. It is 30. All right, so 30 HP a minute, which is pretty solid. A monk is, remember, 50 HP a minute. So it's like all your units nearby turn into berserks. Tech tree for the Macedonians. Again, this is what you're going to be playing in the campaign. Starting with the blacksmith, you are missing all of the cav armor, but remember that it's basically completely there. Your archers are no good with this civ. You have Parthian tactics and thumb ring, I guess, but since you're playing the campaigns, don't really bother with cav archers. I mean, with archers, you can make cav archers in mid-game, and that's like, okay, but everything else is pretty bad. For being an infantry civ, you don't have the Paragon, which is basically the equivalent of the long swordsman, or the two-handed swordsman in Champion. But you do have battle drills, so at least your swordsmen are a little bit better. And then beyond that, you have guardsmen, which are halberdiers. And then, of course, it's going to be all about the phalangites. Your cavalry, you don't have the raiders, but you're probably going to be spamming your paladin equivalent anyway, which don't really have a bonus. Oh, wait, I just forgot to do the imp attacks. My bad. Yeah, the minimum attack range is decreased by half and disables the other one, and the companion cavalry gain a charge attack. So just to show that real quick, my bad. So you can see 0.25 minimum range instead of 0.5. And for the other one, the companion cavalry gain a charge attack. Yeah, it's basically the exact same thing as the samurai one, so I'm sure you'll get like a movement speed advantage. Yeah, you do. It's exactly the same as the samurai. Anyway, my bad. On to the rest of the tech tree. Yeah, you don't have the raiders, but you do have the equivalent of paladins with full upgrades, and your siege is absolutely amazing. Full siege workshop, like I said. Your navy is nothing terribly exciting. You don't have shipwright, so hopefully there aren't too many naval scenarios with this civ. Yeah, nothing that exciting. Your defenses also, again, not that exciting. Your monks, back in Age of Empires 1, the Macedonians didn't have monks at all. So you don't have heresy, you don't have sanctity, and you don't have block printing. Again, nothing terribly exciting there. Eco upgrades, everything minus 2-man saw. So really, you don't have an eco bonus at all with this civ. It's all about the military. It's all about your infantry and companion cavalry and paladins and siege and stuff. So it's designed to be a fun campaign civ, and that is exactly what you're going to be getting here with the Macedonians. Next up is going to be the Puru, which is the Indians' civilization, or the ancient India civilization, rather. And you can see here they are an archer and elephant civilization. Villagers gathering from stone slowly generate food, and the stone mines last 30% longer, so it's basically the pole bonus, but instead of generating gold, you're generating food. And also you have the longer lasting resources, but it's also for stone, so you can get a lot of stone. Moral of the story is you get a lot of stone, and you can get some extra food with it as the Puru. Also, villagers and fishing ships gather from oysters faster. Remember, that is your gold shorefish, essentially. And then you have stable units heal 25 HP per minute when no enemies are nearby. And that is starting in the Classical Age, which is the Feudal Age. Wait, how close is that? No enemies nearby. So you can see that we're getting the HP now. Here are some enemy units. Okay, so you have to be pretty far away to get that HP regeneration. So basically you have to like go home with your units, but then you get 25 HP per minute, which again is basically half a monk. And then Lemboi cost minus 10% and receive +1 attack per age. Remember that the Lembois are your trash warship that you have in Chronicles. Yeah, here they are. And so they're very, very cheap. 22 food, 37 wood. And they get the 1 extra attack per age. Team bonus also, trade carts move faster. You can see here, nice quick movement speed. So going over the unique units, you have the Patioda Longbowmen and the Sanaya. So the Longbowmen are the ones that you train at the castle, and the Sanayas are elephants that you train at the stable. So starting with the Patioda Longbowmen, they are 60 wood and 35 gold, so a lot of wood, but not that much gold. Puru, unique heavy archer that deals additional damage to units at point-blank range. Weak versus ranged soldiers and siege weapons. That is pretty weird. So let's go see what that special attack is in a moment. As for the base stats, you have bonus damage versus elephants, interestingly, as well as a couple versus spearmen, like a lot of archers. 7 attack is a lot in the Castle Age. 50 HP is also decent as well, but that's a very slow reload time at 2.2. They also move a bit slower than a regular archer, which is 0.96, so 0.9 there, so a little bit slower. And yeah, for range, not super fast. That said, you do get... oh, wait, no, you don't get Thumb Ring, my bad, so... Yeah, not really able to make that attack faster. The elite version, 1 more attack, 1 more melee armor, 10 more HP, and no more bonus damage. But yeah, let's see what the heck this point-blank range thing is. Because I haven't been able to really test this out at all beforehand, because I've been working on the history of the Civs video. So by default, we're still doing the attack at range. Wait. So it's the exact same attack mechanic, but you just get +3 attack. But I say point-blank range. We're not at point-blank range at all. Okay, I don't know if this is bugged or whatever, but this isn't even close to point-blank range. This is a couple tiles away, and we're still getting that extra attack. Okay, that's kind of weird. And you have a +4 with the elite one. Yeah. I mean, you just have to be relatively close to get that extra damage. I mean, that's a lot of attack for an archer unit. Huh. Interesting. Anyway, the other unique unit is the elephant, the Sanaya. Puru, unique heavy elephant that resists bonus damage and conversion, but requires 2 population space. Strong versus units at close range, weak versus priestesses and spearmen line. 90 food, 80 gold is relatively cheap for an elephant unit, but I mean, you're playing these mostly in single player anyway. Stats 300 HP with the HP regeneration out of combat. You get some bonus damage versus buildings like regular battle elephants, although the base attack is a bit lower. 1-3 armor, so a little bit more pierce armor. 0.5 trample damage is a fair amount, same as a war elephant, and the movement speed is fairly slow. Elite one, 12 attack, same bonus damage, 400 HP, so more than an elite battle elephant, but less attack. 2-4 armor is more armor than a battle elephant as well, and you have the trample damage. Other than that, it's an elephant. It does elephantine things. So, let's look at those unique techs. Vada. Sanayas have improved trample damage. And then you have leaf-headed shafts, which is the Patioda longbowmen have more point-blank damage, which again is not actually point-blank. So let's just check these out real quick. Vada. Okay, so 0.15. 0.65 is a lot of trample radius, guys. These guys are trampling everything. And if we go get the other one, let's see what this one does. Remember, it's +3, +4 for regular and elite normally. Okay, so you get one more attack, essentially, for your close range attack. All right, so that is pretty straightforward on both accounts. Imperial Age unique techs. Vedic teachings. Each technology researched at the Academy increases villager work rate by 2%, maximum 20%. So your villagers in late game are going to be absolutely insane. You have, what is that, 7, 8, 9? And how's it max +20? You can only get, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Really, it's 18%. Whatever. But 18% faster working villagers is absolutely bonkers in the late game. Your eco is going to be wild. And then Skandhavaras. Forts can individually be upgraded with emplacements. I have no idea what this means. Okay, so defensive one is a 1500 HP and extra armor. And offensive emplacements is ++. Okay, so you can get like mini crenellations versus extra defenses. Do they look different? Yes, they do. Oh, wait, you can do both? Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay, well, you don't get architecture, but that is pretty insane. 8,385 HP, a gajillion armor. Wow, that is pretty wild. Anyway, guys, as far as the tech tree goes, you have your recurve bowman with full upgrades. Now, remember, you don't actually have any direct archer bonuses. It's really just your unique unit. Your cav archers are also pretty good. And, you have everything except the last infantry armor upgrade. Yeah, but no thumb ring is a little bit of a bummer. But other than that, I guess you have all the upgrades. Your infantry, yeah, it's bad. Don't make infantry. Your cavalry is quite solid as well. No bloodlines, notably, but you do have everything else. Yeah, the regeneration, basically makes up for no bloodlines. Your siege, you have the siege elephants. No onager. You do have scorpions. No siege ballista. Do you have siege engineers? No, you do not. Okay, so the siege isn't very good either. Yeah, your military options are a little weird. No trireme, no shipwright, no onager ship. Not really the best navy either. I mean, you really do seem reliant on your two unique units, the archers and the elephants. No heresy, no sanctity, and no fervor. I mean, your priestesses are okay. Like, your eco in late game, if you get the Vedic teachings, I think, whatever it's called. Yeah, that's going to be wild. Other than that, it seems like you really just want to make your two unique units with this civ. Everything else is only average at best. Anyway, guys, that is the Puru, and you'll be facing them a lot, I'm sure, in the Alexander the Great campaign. But other than that, elephants and your unique archer. Oh yeah, also I forgot to mention, you obviously have your own unique architecture set here for the Puru, so they have their own whole Indian-style architecture set. Finally, we have the Thracians, and they have their own architecture set themselves. So they don't use the Greek one. Also, their wonder is freaking gigantic. This has to be, like, the biggest building in the game. Thing is giganto-enormous. Anyway, let's see what the Thracians are all about. They are an infantry civilization, but they also have good skirms. So, first, Elite Skirmisher is free. OP! Best unit in the game. Skirmishers also regenerate HP. Not that much, but a little bit of HP regeneration. Literally, this civ lives in the skirm meta. Then you have battle drills available in the Castle Age. That's your infantry bonus. So basically, this is the two-handed swordsman upgrade available in Castle Age. So kind of like Armenians, basically. And then all buildings except TCs can be built on any elevation. So it doesn't matter how ridiculously hilly the map is. Anything that isn't a TC can be built on any elevation, which is kind of weird. It's going to make some stuff look really goofy, though, that's for sure. Then we have forts and towers increase the work rate of nearby miners and lumberjacks and serve as resource drop sites. This is weird. Let's see how responsive the vills are. So Yeah, so it seems like you get around like a 5% increase maybe. But yeah, you can see you can literally drop off resources at towers. This is so weird. This civ is so weird, guys. Yep, just drop off those resources at the towers. So bizarre, man. And then buildings have +3 line of sight is your team bonus, so good defensive bonus there. Oh wait, also, I missed one. There's the, the last one. Shepherds and hunters slowly generate gold when gathering from animals. I guess this is just what we do now in AoE, is just generate resources while getting other resources. I don't know. Alright, unique unit, the Rumphio Warrior. Thracian unique anti-cavalry infantry, strong versus cav in buildings, weak versus ranged soldiers. 50 food, 40 gold is relatively expensive. So let's see the stats here. In Castle Age, pretty fast. They are relatively fast. Music was super loud for some reason. So really not good armor. You get a lot of anti-cav and you get good anti-building bonus damage. I mean, they really are going to be a good anti-cav unit, but they seem pretty bad against everything else. The elite ones have 1/1 armor, even more anti-cav and anti-building damage. So again, good anti-cav unit. But still very low HP. 60 HP in total. Remember, champions have 70 HP. I mean, yeah, it's kind of just like an expensive pikeman that is still also good against buildings. Kind of an odd unit. That's your only unique unit. So, unique techs. Odumentian Raiders. Infantry and cavalry gain gold from killing enemy units. And this one is, really, it's all of your infantry. Gain wood, food, and gold from damaging enemy buildings. So, spearmen generate wood. Levies and hoplites generate food. And Rumphio warriors generate gold. That's kind of confusing. Again, the civ is really weird. Then we have Bessian metalworking in Imperial Age. Levies, lancers, which are your knights. And Rumphio warriors strip armor from targets when attacking. So basically, they turn them all into obuks. And then peltists, skirmisher projectiles damage all units they pass through. This is wild. The age of the skirmisher is upon us. Let's see what this actually means. Yeah, only 10 HP per minute. It's really not that much. Oh my goodness. Oh, are you ready for the age of skirmishers, guys? I don't think you're ready for the world of skirmishers. Look at them skirm away. Anyway, tech tree. Thracians start with the blacksmith, no blast furnace, and no last armor upgrade for the infantry, which is kind of weird for an infantry civ. It's not like the Rumphio warriors are really all that tanky, or cheap for that matter. I don't know. Anyway, your skirms are very good, but all of your other archers are pretty underwhelming. No thumb ring, remember. You don't have the elite hoplite, but you do have the paragons. You don't have the last armor upgrade, but they can generate resources with one of your unique techs. Albs, same deal. No husbandry for your cavalry, but, well, you have essentially cavalier and hussar, but no blast furnace, so... But yeah, no blast furnace, or... Your infantry are just bad late game, aren't they? Why does this civ seem so bad? Siege, no siege engineers. Like, this is legit terrible siege. No siege ram, no siege onager, no heavy scorpion, no what is essentially bombard cannon. Like, this is launch Magyars level bad siege. Why is this civ so bad late game? Navy is actually okay. No heavy demo and no onager ship, and onager ships aren't really all that great anyway. I guess that's decent. Your defenses are pretty good. Your towers are fully upgraded, except you don't have treadmill crane, so I guess your defenses are otherwise fine. Your monks are good, actually. You're just missing, what is faith. And then you no 2-man solar crop rotation, which makes sense considering that you do get the eco boost in late game. Yeah, Thracians feel like a weird civ. You have really good skirmishers and, like, good mid-game infantry, and then everything else is bad. So... I feel like this civ is not going to be very strong. Not that it really matters all that much for multiplayer. But yeah, guys, that's going to be the Thracians. And of course, we have the Thracians and then the Macedonians and the Puru. Let me know what you think of these civs, guys. And let me know if you're excited about the Alexander the Great campaign. Again, the first part of that will be up tomorrow on my channel. And then... the second part, 2 days, and then the third part, 3 days, and then we'll have to wait for launch for part 3. Let me know what you guys think of this in the comments. Shout out to my Patreon supporters with Dan and Jared in the Great Wolf tier, and then Liquid Egg Product, Carolyn, Tanduri, and Hryru and Dieter in the Direwolf tier. It's kind of a weird DLC in my opinion, guys. I'll play through the campaign and probably never touch it again, but yeah. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys next time.